just arrived at the Crowne Plaza Hotel in Rosemont for Flashback Weekend 2012. Hopefully it'll be fun. Let's see what happens. Picture of the lobby. Crowne Plaza.
Oh my God, it's so, I mean, I get that. I get they have a really crazy schedule, and I understand that.
Super nice. They'll talk your hair off.
It's gotta be good, so particulars.
You get the one with the tears?
I don't have one. I was.
Stomachs? You just go like this. Slam on it.
My father-in-law's got a fake leg. He's always having kids like flying. Because this is going to be a busy weekend.
No, but that Chicago Open Fire restaurant right there, that place is terrible. If you ever stay here at the Crowne Plaza, don't eat there. That place sucks.
I watched it Friday the 13th. I only seen the first two.
Hey! Ooh, here you have it, everybody.
Yeah, I just got here.
Okay.
Kane Hodder and Barbara Crampton. See,
And Barbara Crampton.
I just helped Barbara Crampton lay out all of her pictures. Isn't that awesome?
Already there and do about.
This is her folder too.
They should even have like more.
Well, after helping her lay out her pictures, I would have to thank Barbara Crampton.
Ken's the best. You should listen to everything that he says.
That's right, everybody. You should. All right, thank you, Barbara, and
right.
Talk to you later.
Okay, take care. Bye.
Bye. Isn't that awesome? The Chicago Comic-Con and Wizardry is happening inside that place. Although I really don't care about comics or superheroes or that stuff, so sticking with the horror convention.
Dressed up as Batman.
Yeah, you get the Batgirls over there.
You might have to go in there.
I don't know if you'd be able to get in there with that. I like that water tower that looks like a rose. Wondering how hard that was to paint. Hysterical how all these people, they're waiting for the back of the line for Linda Blair's autograph. I'm surprised no one's moved out yet.
And this guy in the front holding that thing has been standing there.
You should set it down on the board.
He's been standing there with his head for like an hour, if not longer.
What is she doing?
I mean, she's staying in the hotel.
She was late yesterday too, so I'm not sure.
Did you see the head?
The zombie factor.
It was good. It was funny.
Friday the 13th Girls Reunion Q&A.
First, I'd like to bring up the lovely Adrienne King. Sarah, everyone. And I'd like to go ahead and bring on up one of probably one of my biggest heroes as a kid growing up was this actress. She was in Friday True, and she was also in April Fool's Day, Amy Steele. Sorry about that. And then next, I'd like to go ahead and bring up from Part 3, Dana Kimmel. And then we also have Miss Trish Jarvis herself, Kimberly Back. And last but certainly not least is the absolute there's no words for this woman, and I'm not even going to try. Miss Erin Gray, who is in Jay's Goes to Hell. So ladies, I'm just going to start off with one question and kind of give it to you, turn it over to you, and then we're going to go right to questions because I know there's a lot of anxious fans here. But what would you say is probably the most memorable part of being part of this franchise and seeing, just how beloved it's been, over decades and decades and decades?
Okay, for me, being stabbed in the back. Definitely. That's the highlight for me, and I hope it was for you as well.
I would say I had absolutely no idea about that this would become what it's become, and it was such a fun experience running around, and it was a really fun. I had a great time. It was like being at camp, and it was just a great experience and such a nice surprise to see how many fans are out there, and I'm just really grateful that something that I did, not even thinking that it would be like this. It's such a nice surprise, and I'm really grateful for it.
I guess I'm just going to kind of echo what Kimberly said. Doing the film was a great blast for me. It was really a lot of fun, but
It's dead.
It's not. We thought we had a first kill here. Let's see.
Her microphone was thought to be dead.
Now I'm back out on the dead zone, as Adrian just said. The coolest thing for me is I just feel so grateful that I got to be Ginny. I mean, to be cast as that character and to be as a survivor and a strong person and a bit of a role model for some people, which is just the coolest thing ever. I'm just eternally grateful.
And we really had no clue what was going to happen because the first one was The Independent, and we ran out of money so many times we never thought we were going to even finish the first one, and Jason was still my dream at that point. But what I think is the most special thing of the whole deal is when we all get together here and find out that we're not, that we are role models and that we've become so much a part of 3 generations and counting in their lives, but not as victims, as survivors, and that's what I think as fighters, as women, we're not here yet. So, anybody have questions? Come on, don't be shy. And if somebody wants a mic, you can have mine. And
Just go back there. Go for it, sir.
For each of you, what are your memories of your directors?
Memories of your directors for each of you.
Thank God he knew what he was doing. And made me feel basically that because he knew what he was doing, that I felt that I was in good hands and could just enjoy doing the work. Even though he was very young, he was under 25 at the time. Adam Marcus was the director. So he had done his homework, and he ran a good ship. That's important.
Joe Zito was my director, and he was really intense, and in a good way. He was all about the process of really playing it real. There was no, I had never seen a horror film. I've still never seen any except for the one that I did, because my husband plays it on a loop at Halloween in our house. but I just wanted to play it real, and we were really into that commitment of playing it as.
What was it like meeting your respective Jasons for the first time?
What was it like meeting your respective Jasons for the first time? I can go first. Mine was only a dream. And then Jason was not even there on part 2. It was a stuntman. No, it wasn't a stuntman. It was somebody who was not Jason and wasn't the props guy either. I don't know who it was. So that's that. And Ari did play in my dream, Jason. Oh, no. Ari, we remember him totally. First Jason.
Let's see. Warrington was the in part 2 the one that came through the window with the mask with the makeup on. And he kind of showed up to the set, kind of cool and slick, in his little button-down shirt, and going, "Yeah, I'm doing a movie." Well, after 100,000 hours of makeup, he was not into that role. He said, "This is not what I was thinking," and so he just ended up doing that one scene. And then Steve Dash ended up taking over, did all the rest, all the running through the forest with the flour sack on and all the stunts. And I kind of kept my distance from him, and the stunt people had their own thing going on, and then, yeah, so I didn't really have, it's not like we had.
I guess I'll throw out just a couple of questions and see which ones you guys want to answer, just two. But one, I guess, is, as I am in the midst of a bunch of Final Girls here, have any of you read Carol Clover's stuff on the Final Girl? And are you interested in like, what do you think of that? And if you don't feel like answering that question, did you ever have as actors, I'm sure you're kind of divorced from feelings of fear and revulsion like we do sometimes as audience members. But did you ever have a moment where you got kind of creeped out on the set?
I'll start. What's the name of that? Carol Clover?
Yeah.
No, but I'd be interested in reading that. So it's the author who does Final Girls?
Yeah, she's a pretty famous theorist on the Final Girls, so she's written about a lot of you guys.
Oh, pretty famous theorist
What's she saying?
Final Girls.
I teach horror movie classes at a university, so
okay.
We can talk after the.
Yeah, it's next on my reading list.
And we're not divorced from the fear.
Yeah, really. You have some moments where you've been freaked out.
Oh, definitely.
You have to, actually. You have to embrace that fear. Yeah. That's what's going to work for you. If it's an imaginary fear, it doesn't work. So you're basically totally creeped out during the entire filming of the film.
Okay, there must be something really wrong with me because I wasn't creeped out. I've always liked scary movies, so I don't know. So it was just different to me being on the other side of it and seeing how things were made, and going, oh wow, that's really cool. I didn't know they did it that way. So
Say alcoholic. They drinking and they drinking and drinking. Everyone's a drinking drinking. That's right. All right. So, baby, you come here often? You know, I got a condo on the River Styx. Yeah, so fishing for monsters in the day, you know. Go at the bar and give a boyfriend, bring him soup. I'm not going to make you really.
Linda Blair seems to get a kick out of this.
Now that's an awesome threesome. Look at that. Yes! This is I love this. Oh, you kids are awesome.
This is being televised.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I thought I really wasn't going to be able to understand it.
Wow. All right.
Oh, alright. I didn't get it. No, that's fine.
Apparently that is the actual cop uniform Deoria Baird wore in the Halloween 2 movie. Yeah, it's the actual outfit she wore, and she's pretty stunned. And that's apparently the real suit she wore too in the movie.
I want to see him put the pants on again.
I would still think
And they're like, no.
I like the look you gave. I think what's funny is that I was like, no, they would do it.
And those are her parents.
Well, you just about split them when you took me out.
This right here is Sarah French, aka Scarlet Sam. Hey everybody, check out the movie Shriek of the Sasquatch or else she's gonna get you. And trust me, you don't want her to find you. Costume contest.
That was anyone from Berwyn, I don't suppose. You see, it's human because a lot of people enjoy that. Okay. No thanks, I hand lunch. Please step forward and let them serve you here. At least that one didn't swear. And now we have, please step forward.
go to you. What's your name, please?
Carrie.
From?
Lindenhurst.
Lindenhurst. They have a lot of those. Well, take a look at this. Careful on the stairs. Wow. Yes. Let's go. We should have had a demon pin-up costume contest. And your name is? And where are you from? Chicago. And you are obviously some sort of demon? Well, not the kind you meet every day, but still. Unless you're on eHarmony, I guess. Very nice. I like a girl with a good set of wings, let me tell you. And finally, oh my Lord. This looks like this, oh man. Let's dispense with the name and where you're from. Just tell me what you're supposed to be.
Riotus, god of chaos and destruction.
I hear this. Of course, he works for chaos. Thank you very much. Please head somewhere. All right, well, you've seen all our contestants, I believe. So now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for you to vote. Shall we line them all up here and get the riot hoses ready? No fair encouraging your own applause there. Come on. All right, here we go. I guess I'll start from this end. Remember, you must applaud to signify who you think deserves to win. Okay? Now, I hope the judges here will be keeping track for me, because last year I almost gave the prize to the wrong person. Anyway, this is going to be...
He did. I got that on tape, too, for all of you who want to see it.
For the DEF CON clowns... And here we have the Dear Rotting Tree. A lot of nature lovers, it's nice to see. Here we have, yeah, that's right, him, Tweaker. Next we have Captain Spaulding. Do you get FM on that? This is Alex. That's it for that. In first place, thanks to your votes, it has to be our friend the God of Chaos. Congratulations. Once again, we appreciate everybody's work this year to come up with such great costumes.
Dude, this is the worst lighting ever. Turn some of these fucking things off, man. I want to look better. You know, it's better when you're a little older to be in dark. So I'm like darkening out here. All right. Better? Okay, thank you. That's what I want to hear. So how about this? Go right over here now. Not too close. Well, I don't know. This is pretty unique for any of us who make movies. It's weird to make a film, shoot a film 27 years ago, especially when you tell people you're 30. Doesn't make sense, but we try. But no, this was a film made during the Empire years, which predates Full Moon by many years. And I was making movies originally like Ghoulies, Troll, and Eliminators, and From Beyond, and The Animator, and Crawl Space with Klaus Kinski, and so you were my kind of scum for sure. Anyway, during that period, I purchased, I don't know how I did this, the ex-Dino De Laurentiis studios in Rome, Italy, and it was called Dino Città. Pictures were made there like Barbarella, and the Ten Commandments. Anyway, we turned it into Empire Studios, and for a few years, total irresponsible weirdos. We were there making movies, spending way more money than we should have. And during that period, there were 3 movies that were successful for Empire. There were many more, but the 3 that I kind of wanted to follow in a way and make mini sequels. One was, of course, Reanimator. You guys know about Reanimator. And key people involved in that film are here, other than Stuart Gordon, the amazing directors. Barbara's here, Barbara Crampton. And Jeffrey Combs.
I forgot the whole thing. I do remember now that you were like, Jeffrey, you know, how do you walk? You know, you really captured my shit. That's good.
Well, I've seen it enough, haven't I?
Yeah, my shit's all over the place. Yeah. It was great. You were great.
It was really nice kissing you.
It was nice kissing you, too.
That was a good kiss.
How was it kissing the rat?
Awful.
So what did you guys think?
I think I was a lot younger then.
You were so handsome, wasn't he?
Yeah, well, is the key
And
word.
still is.
Exactly. You guys are fantastic.
You were lovely. You were gorgeous. I didn't realize, you know, it really is it's a Barbara Crampton opus. I mean, it's really her story, your character's story, and you pulled it off really marvelous. It was wonderful.
I agree.
I'm really impressed with Jeffrey, your striptease.
Oh yeah, baby. It all came off in one, you know, Chippendales.
The look on your face, yeah, there's a dance, there's a music in your head that we don't hear that is going to that striptease.
I do want to say, I'm sure you guys have noticed this because I'm a huge not fan of CGI, that this piece has literally not one effect in it. It's carried by the incredible music, beautiful music, seriously, and the wonderful performances of Barbara and Jeffrey, poor David, the rat head, and David Warner. And you know, there were choices because there was, if you remember, we actually created this crazy effect. It was sort of a head that transforms from Jeffrey into Barbara. I don't know if you guys
And you
remember
opted
this.
not to use that
Yeah,
at all.
because, you know, I think the piece is so strong, you don't need any of that. I think it's a strong piece, and we're in an age where it's all CGI, it's all effects, it's all cartoony. You walk out going, I'm not even sure what I saw. This is a piece that I think sort of works from the heart, and great performances and great music.
How long did you take to kind of pull that look together for David Gale's the rat character? Because that's a real that if this had come out when it was supposed to, I think he would have been that would have been one of those iconic sort of creatures of the time.
Well, you know, we were lucky. This was, again, during those golden years. There was money, or maybe there wasn't money, but we spent it anyway. And what was funny about those Empire years is everything, we did the best we could to plan this out and to be, you know, a little ahead of the game and not spend money foolishly, but we weren't very good at it. So every one of these films, whether it was this picture or this episode or From Beyond, the effects, which were built in Los Angeles and designed at our studios in LA, were always ready like 3 days before the shoot. The problem being, the shoot was in Italy. So I cannot imagine what we spent literally air freighting like massive rat bodies and all these things. And this is not today it would be so easy, CGI, you can do all these tricks. This, I mean, it was the size of a small car. You know, you have to imagine David Gale's a pretty big guy. His head is in that thing. That thing was gargantuan, right? So aside from the design, which we took some time with, these effects, which I think are wonderful for the time, were all flown over, and all those films that were made in Italy, you know, used our effects designed in Los Angeles.
Did either of you see the rat in, like, I forget now, was there a shot where you actually saw him in that outfit, or is this the first time that you...
Well, I do recall being around when David was being tortured in that outfit, because it wasn't particularly comfortable to be put in that posture to sell it like that. But I don't recall being in a shot with him, but I recall being on set and he was shooting things, right?
Yeah, I don't remember actually looking at him.
No.
Well, the reason why, just even I, with my memory, those shots were all done after, right? we built oversized sets. So when you see him under the bed, again, no CGI or trickery. We built a huge bedpost and a piece of the bed. When you saw him with that Bible or whatever it was, the holy book that fell over and revealed him, that was a massive, 8-foot holy book. So these
you were doing Land of the Giants.
Land of the Giants. No, these were oversized sets. So and I have to say this, Barbara, you weren't around. We also built a massive side of your ass, okay? Because when he licks that little moment,
I want that. Where's that?
It's long gone, or some Italians got it somewhere. But there was, and it was funny to look at it because it was huge. It was massive. So again, there was no trickery. This is all organic stuff, Practicals.
My organic fake ass.
Yeah, gigantic organic fake ass. Richard, the score is new, correct? I'll give you this. The score is recent, right? Can you tell me what you were kind of drawing from and what you were thinking of when you were pulling it together?
Yeah, it's very, very recent. Finished it about a week and a half or two ago. Very recent. Well, what I was trying to go for here, one of the great challenges of some of the previous movies with Jeffrey and Barbara, like From Beyond, when trying to mix, crazy machines with sensuality and pineal glands and sexuality, I'm going, oh boy, now I have to mix a religious content.
Yes.
How sick can I go? How low can I go? So I sort of get down deep in the depths of this, a sickness, but it had to be like romantic. Really had to be romantic. This guy is so sick he believes it, So it couldn't be just typical horror, and slash and type.
I think that's what's great about it.
It had to be thematic and romantic, and you have to buy into the sickness of it, if you will.
It's the twisted love.
It's the twisted love.
We want to make sure. Does anyone have any questions for this gang about the movie? Okay, I think I see a hand up in the middle there.
Regarding the soundtrack, will you have that available on LP or CD or download?
I will have it available after the screening. Does that answer the question? And on my site as well. Yes, I prepared a few for this festival specifically. So afterwards.
He already gave me one.
Me too.
Yeah.
I have one left then. I bought 3. No, there's some to go around right afterwards. Yes, thank you.
Saw another hand way up top.
Oh yeah, I see you there.
I just wanted to ask, during the opening credits, when the names were being listed, everyone was clapping until it got to H.P. Lovecraft, and then the crowd kind of went quiet. Do you feel that people are still familiar with H.P. Lovecraft, still interested in H.P. Lovecraft, or do you feel that he was kind of tapped out in the 80s during the horror boom, and do you think that there's still material of his that is relevant today?
Sure, there's tons of stories that people play with that they want to do. A couple of years ago, Guillermo del Toro wanted to do Mountains of Madness. I don't think Lovecraft is tapped out at all. I think there's a lot of stories that haven't even been attempted.
I think the key is good adaptations of Lovecraft material. We've seen good, and I hope we've been involved in some, and there's some that have been bad. Yeah, I think like anything else, we hope there's an endless amount of material. I mean, Shadow over Innsmouth. Really. We wish we could have made that. If you remember the cover of that, we were so anxious to make that one, but sometimes you just can't afford to do certain things. But
someone just made. There was one at, I think, the Chicago film. Somebody give me a title. Black and white.
Whisper in Darkness.
Whisper. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that is maybe one of the purest, most perfect tellings of a Lovecraft film I think I've ever. It's almost made like a 50s movie, and it's what's it called again?
Whisper in Darkness.
Whisper in Darkness. Yeah, that's really good. And
I think Lovecraft is very difficult to adapt because he's not plot-driven or character-driven. He's more atmospheric, and so it's very difficult to. You have to really flesh him out sometimes to get a cinematic thing. Otherwise, it's.
Yeah, when Del Toro gets a chance to do it, it's going to be, when he gets the money to do it, it's going to be perfect. So, okay, anyone else here? Okay.
I just wanted to say this is funny.
For telling us it's fun.
We'll be the judge of that.
What's that?
David Lynch just called he wants his movie back because that was so obscure. It was awesome, but wow, really liked it. So, thank you.
Thanks.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't know what you mean.
David Lynch-esque.
Oh, film back. I'm sorry, you didn't hear me. Yeah, but that was really good. I loved it.
Kind of reminded me also of back in the late 60s, there was a television series that Rod Serling did called Night Gallery. Really sort of, short stories, basically, short films, and that were impactful. And that's sort of where this is at. Feels like that. It's good.
You know, when you think about it, not that I'm advocating 30-minute movies, but we're in an age where there is either the super short attention span, like a minute or two, because that's what we're told is working on the internet. And then you have these blockbuster, tentpole, $200-300 million movies that are too freaking long, that are 2.5, 3-hour movies. And they're usually action movies and effects films, which to me, after 90 minutes, like I'm done. So there's something pleasing about a well-told 30-minute piece. Maybe it's a new thing. I have no idea, but this felt right. It felt like you still have a life after you see this, and it's not like I am exhausted.
I'm curious. Do you remember when you were putting Pulse Pounders together and you chose these 3 little projects: Trancers, Evil Clergyman, and Dungeon Master? Did you have an order in your head? Like when you put it out, was there going to be first, second, third? Do you remember?
I don't remember that. There was an order. It was probably, depending on how everything turned out, what made sense. Probably would start with Trancers, since it was more energetic and sci-fi. Right. And my guess would have been Evil Clergyman in the middle, or at the end, and Dungeon Master.
Fine.
We are standing outside the Movico 18 movie theater where we just saw the screening of The Evil Clergyman and you saw the Q&A. I actually got interviewed for the DVD, so we'll see if anything makes it.
You're really going to need a full...
A small little meet and greet on a restaurant on the top floor of the movie theater. There's like a drunken after party in the hotel lobby to the Crowne Plaza. So, funny. It's pretty much what my hotel room looked like. There's the entrance, there's the bathroom, there's a little closet, there's the bed, king size bed. Yeah, pretty much that's it. Well, it's Sunday, the last day here, and this is arguably one of the better Flashback weekends. Here we are eating at an overpass oasis. No idea, he sold his car or whatever. Here I am, first time eating up here in one of these overpasses. Yeah, we'll just... Apparently this is the car from Fast and Furious 4. Isn't this fitting? Take me there. Volo's cool. Apparently this is the car that Vin Diesel drove in the movie, and it's up here in this highway thing. Oh, look in this Travel Mart. That's cool. It's from the movie, apparently, that car. Ugh. This has been my favorite Flashback Weekend so far. Flashback Weekend 2012. I have highly enjoyed it. So much fun. I got to meet and talk to almost every single star that was here. I just had an absolute blast. I hope you guys had fun watching my video. Buy The Evil Clergyman when it comes out on DVD. I might be in the documentary.